Good morning. Welcome to our annual National Engineers Week presentation. This year's theme is Engineers Invent Amazing. You think jaw-dropping space launch, but many of us take for granted much in this engineered world that is everyday amazing, like clean drinking water from faucets. So with that, let me introduce our Command Officer, Captain Mark Edelson.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming, engineers, architects, designers, and friends of us otherwise introverted people. So we have folks. First of all, to our awardees, congratulations. We'll talk a little bit more about you, but in particular, we want to say congrats to you, epitomizing what we all are trying to do every day. And you heard invent amazing. And this is engineers in the most inclusive way. So if I say engineer, I also mean our architects and all the other disciplines that deal in our world with the built environment. So we've got an interesting job here as military engineers, as naval engineers, and not naval as the floaty things. Those are some other courses at school, at least in my school. But we are protecting the nation. That's the Department of the Navy side, and I've talked before. I'll probably touch on again. What we're doing across the regions, the Navy and Marine Corps regions on that. But we've also got the public charge of being responsible for the built environment. That clean water, the power, the safe roads to drive on. The buildings that people can have confidence in, that meets the codes, meets the performance they need, and the functionality of what we are responsible for. What's the standard in the Department of Defense? The building's supposed to last 67 years, and most of ours are north of 200 years, or that's actually the replacement. So what we build today, tomorrow, is going to be around like the Brooklyn Bridge and the Empire State Building. It's going to last for a long time. Why am I doing New York metaphors? The water system, those tunnels that they built in the early 1900s to bring it down from the northern part of the state, or the California aqueduct around here. That's our history and really the future. There's only going to be more people, more demands on the infrastructure, and then people always think we're the ones tearing the place up, but probably nobody's got more regard for the environment, the world in which we live, as the engineers and the architects. We understand what the planet's giving and how to use it. So every drop of water, every therm of gas, every the kilowatt's the best one. What is that? Is that the metric or the English ones? Yeah, the kilowatt of electricity that we've got to feed in, how to best use it, and then to do that in a way that people want to live, that entices us to come to our cities, to enjoy each other, to interact, to find the solitude in the environment. That's what the engineers and the designers are doing. That's our charge. And we get to see our stuff every day. I mean, I guess electronics people get to look at their iPhones and that too, but it's pretty nice too. This is our level to see our responsibility, our charge to help out the planet, the people here, particularly the military of the United States. And we're cranking out the work right now. Whether you look across at North Island, Point Loma, down at Naval Base San Diego, up to what we're doing at Miramar or further afield, it's some pretty nifty stuff that each of you are designing, building, and then running as well, right? We build the stuff in we design it a year, build it in 2 years, and then run it for 200 years. So that don't forget that part of the engineering life cycle as well. So yay to all of us, but really thanks to what you're doing for the Navy, the nation, and don't forget that next generation also. We've got, I think it's STEM stuff running up here, but who's coming after us? Certainly when you get old like me, the job is, hey, what are you doing for your replacement for the next generation to convince them that engineering, design, construction is a noble profession, It's one that tries the brain but gives back to the public as well. So if you get the opportunity to judge a science fair, to mentor a youngin, to develop an intern, please take that. Because besides what we put in the ground, what we put in people's heads is equally important. So thanks for what you do. Look forward to recognizing all of you this morning. And we take the 1 week out of the year. I think we also get Public Works Week, right? It gives us another opportunity to talk about things like this. But remember when you're toiling away and I don't know, the CAPT program doesn't respond the way you want it to or whatever else. There's something beyond the day-to-day grind that you're doing. So thank you for doing that. Certainly in NAVFAC Southwest, but really for the broader public as well, because that's what we do as we invent these amazing every year. Is it invent or create or whatever? I'm still struggling with that. All right. Very good. Should we get on and recognize some folks here? Thanks all for showing up today.
So this is the most important part of today's National Engineer Week event, is the presentation of awards to our military and civilian engineers of the year, as well as our designers of the year, and recognition of those who achieved professional licensure in the past year. We will start with the presentation of the military and civilian and designers of the year. The first award is for the NAVFAC Southwest 2018 Military Engineer of the Year, presented to Lieutenant Commander Amy J. Honick, professional engineer, currently serving the Fiat Director of PWD Naval Use Coordinator. Lieutenant Commander Honick led the largest Navy construction office in Navy Region Southwest, supporting 2,000 facilities worth $6 billion across 8 non-contiguous installations. She set the standard for managing 49 professionals, delivering $382 million of military construction facility sustainment for 142 tenants, executing the full spectrum of naval operations, special warfare, aviation, surface, and expeditionary. Lieutenant Commander Honick modernized base utilities by overseeing 2 large-scale energy conservation projects valued at $184 million, providing efficiently produced and distributed processed steam and compressed air for industrial use, as well as clean steam for ships. She led a team of government and contractor personnel to identify gaps and failure points that prevented emergency power startup at a critical naval communications facility, correcting the power redundancy system to operate properly, all while mitigating a 3 megawatt power increase for the facility. Lieutenant Commander Honick spearheaded the analysis and resultant $8 million repairs to the damaged and degrading water storage system and 2 wastewater treatment plants at San Clemente Island, enabling the facilities to provide reliable water and wastewater for the naval forces training and operating there. She consistently leads the way in driving engineering and construction execution while committed to excellence in supporting naval operations. Commander Honick. The next award is for the NAVFAC Southwest 2018 Civilian Engineer of the Year, presented to Ms. Melanie Quito, professional engineer. She is currently serving as a senior environmental engineer at Environmental Corps. She is unfortunate to be with us today because she's en route to DC to accept her NAVFAC Civilian Engineer of the Year award and to compete in the National Society of Professional Engineers award, one of 10 federal engineers across all of federal government to be recognized this year. And she's the 3rd one from NAVFAC Southwest to achieve this in the last 10 years. So we're very happy for her. Accepting this award on her behalf today will be her supervisor, Mr. Darrell Van Winkle. There's
an X up here, by the way.
Melanie Quito has made significant indelible impacts to NAVFAC and the engineering community through radiological innovation, acquisition improvements, and engineer development. Ms. Quito single-handedly wrote a precedent-setting procedure to ocean-disposed sediment with low-level radiological material that has been accepted by all regulatory agencies. If any of you were involved at the Pier 12 down at Naval Base San Diego, that was the project in particular. Her procedure saved over $100 million, drastically reduced timelines, and is used as the standard for all dredging and in-water construction projects. She accomplished similar advancements for the cleanup program by designing a technology that combines conveyor belt processing with radiological detectors. She is entrusted with managing the most critical and risky projects such as the San Onofre Nuclear Generating Station decommissioning, ensuring the Navy avoids inheriting contaminated property all while entangled with media interest, public lawsuits, demanding regulators, and a vocal public to protect the Navy's interest. Ms. Keto unselfishly develops other engineers through instructing professional engineering classes, with 45 successful students obtaining registration. She is active with the Society of American Military Engineers, raises scholarships for science, technology, engineering, and math organization, and for 18 years has organized fishing trips to benefit breast cancer research. Ms. Millie Keto.
She's flying today, assuming the federal government's open tomorrow. She'll go to NAVFAC headquarters. They have a very nice ceremony in the link there. She presents the NAVFAC Engineer of the Year Award, so she'll get that there. All the SES, everybody will come down. You look over the link, so it's a pretty big show there. Then Mr. Goppel will accompany her over to the National Press Club. It's a pretty swank place in D.C. And then there were, I think, like 25 federal engineers a year. She's made the top 10, so she's got the lunch out of this thing. And then they announce it live there. I mean, it's like open the envelope and you find out there. You have no idea until they call you up. So she's pretty excited. She's got a big family going with her, and we're looking for good news tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully she'll win that. But we're real proud of Melanie. When she gets back, please pat her on the back, shake her hand. It's a great story.
The next award is for the NAVFAC Southwest 2018 Civilian Designer of the Year, presented to Elaine Hamer, certified interior designer, serving as a senior interior designer at the CI Corps. Elaine Hamer has provided expert design services for over $2 billion in construction for projects on naval bases San Diego, Point Loma, Coronado, Ventura County, Fiat Coastal Campus, Balboa Hospital, and Camp Pendleton. She is also recognized as a NAVFAC national leader in design and the design process, developing BMS standards for furnishings, fixtures, and equipment procurement. She also shares her expertise with NAVFAC commands worldwide. Of note, she is a senior interior designer on the Coastal Campus, a $1 billion campus consisting of more than 27 MILCONs for the Naval Special Warfare Command in San Diego. She developed interior design standards for facility finishes and furnishings for over $900 million in construction at Naval Medical Center, San Diego. She is working with the NAVFAC headquarters medical design office on medical projects at Camp Pendleton after successfully managing the FF&E and interior design on the $500 million Camp Pendleton Replacement Hospital. She continually pursues excellence in her project designs and is dedicated to improving the efficiencies of delivering design through process improvement and integration. She offers encouragement and is considered a mentor by her peers in all disciplines. This drive in providing state-of-the-art design, superb service, sharing her skill set, and leading teams shows her commitment to excellence and NAVFAC's overall success. She is a great credit to NAVFAC Southwest team. Elaine Hamer. We'd like to take a group shot of
if you haven't been to see the coastal campus and the interior design there, it is pretty nice. And it works. That's the nice thing. You get in there and you see, wow, somebody with a brain did this. Shimmering off of their acrylic. All right, thank you. Well done, everybody. The Photoshop with the different head is going to be in. I should warn everybody now, we've got Mario and Lee filming just about everything now, so it all goes up on the Nerds, or he cuts and pastes and puts it on Facebook now. So I also have to be careful when I'm congratulating people up here. I'm still mic'd up, I gotta remember that. All right, we got more though.
We do. So now there's a strong competition for these awards. We had several nominations. We want to recognize, but the CEO will provide a command coin to those that were nominated for these same awards. So as your name is called, please come forward. First is Mr. Jose Aguila, landscape architect on the CI Corps. Working with the civil engineers, he has pushed for excellence in landscape design, meeting and exceeding the low impact development requirements throughout Southwest. He also recently has been accepted in the 2019 Leadership Development Program.
Water, though.
Thank you. Tracy Anderson. Architect as construction manager, PW Coronado. The project manager at Coastal Campus, PMD, was nominated by Fiat Coronado when he was a construction manager. His ability to apply technical expertise and construction experience in the completion of projects has been critical to meeting of unique mission requirements at San Clemente Island and other naval-based Coronado facilities. Stephanie Ossenbauer, interior designer, project manager, Desert PMD. Project manager at Desert PMD, Stephanie's attention to detail, communication skills, and goal-driven performance continues to create success for our support commands with a wide range of projects representing $200 million worth of MILCON in the construction of a new ammunition wharf at Seal Beach. Leanne Wooden, architect, PM supervisor. Project manager, supervisor at Coastal PMD led an architecture and engineering team to deliver a myriad of brand new facility construction projects, facility renovations, utility upgrades, civil projects, and waterfront projects, including the oversight of the design and construction of the $1 billion coastal campus at Naval Base Coronado. Lieutenant Kimberly Herm, FIAD director. FIAD director at MCAS Miramar has fundamentally transformed the FIAD's operations and procedures while simultaneously managing a MILCON program larger and higher in visibility than any other FIAD in the Marine Corps. Corey Teller, civil engineer. Senior civil engineer at the Capital Improvements Corps has managed over $300 million in civil engineering projects, including heavy civil, waterfront, and airfield design for Travis Air Force Base and Naval Weapons Station at Seal Beach. He's the command subject matter expert for all range facilities within Southwest area of responsibility. We had 3 additional nominees unable to attend today. Dr. Michael Frazier, our geotechnical engineer in the CI Corps. Mr. Gary Huber, mechanical engineer, SGE at PWD Monterey, and Sam Poling, civil engineer at Coastal Campus. Now at this point, we want to recognize the folks that went through the grueling process of getting professional registration this past year. So very important, if you are not registered, that you pursue this professional registration, not only for how it benefits NAVFAC, but it benefits you in your personal career and your future. So if you're not registered, please continue to go down that path. Those that have been registered, please come forward as we call your name. First, most recently, did he join us today? I think he did not make it. Lieutenant Commander Robert Rutherford at PW Corps. Next is Anthony Tamboan from CI Corps.
Pretty nifty.
Yes.
Can't hold my gut in any longer. Get it?
That's right, I got it.
Paul Stoic from Environmental Corps, Environmental. And Nathan Pascal, Fire Protection Engineering.
Oh, yeah!
Thank you all for participating today.